Alright. Alright, I think we are live. Hello everyone, Dino Films here, and today we are going to be opening up some Jurassic World toys that I've been sort of just having. I've collected them over the past couple of weeks or months and want to open them. So I'm going to do that. So let me just bring up everything that I have right now. I've collected quite a few things, and these are all the ones I really want to open today. Let's see. All right, Hammond collection, Metriacanthosaurus, Legacy collection, kitchen and counter pack. Got this for like $6. The Regisaurus copter set. This was only $15 at my local Walmart. Finally, the Scorpius Rex. I never actually got this thing until now. I got it for like $7 or something. So I'm gonna open that. The Jeep set, the Raptor Risky Rescue. I got this for like $10, I think it says up here. $10, and the box is smashed to pieces, so I was just gonna open it anyways. Ignore that other Ellie that's in there. And then finally, I was able to find the Borapelta as well as the Zwanhansaurus. So I got quite a bit of things to open today, thankfully. And these are just all things that I've had just sitting around. I've collected them for a little while. So I'm gonna open them in no particular order, I guess. I'm gonna start with the kitchen and counter pack. I think that's the one I got least recently. So, and it also has the smallest amount of stuff in it, but not too shabby. So, very, very nice packaging. Wow. Here we are. It's pretty simple Dominion Legacy Collection packaging, but it does have the kitchen background, which I really, really like. And I do like that Rex render, even if it's been overused so much. Let me see here. Trying to get this camera. There we go. The box is a little dusty. Sorry about that. You get Lex, Tim, Velociraptor, and a frying pan. It's a very interesting accessory. You would expect the ladle, but they gave us the frying pan. So, pretty basic stuff. Just Legacy Collection on the sides. And then the back, you got Tim and Lex fending for their life against a raptor. So without further ado, there's a few other things I want to say about this set, but I'll say them after we get this open. So let me do that now. A few snips of the tape, and we should get it like so. God. Okay, so here we are. Pretty standard box. Sorry if that's very loud. What in the world? Okay, so they didn't give us a plastic table, but they did give us this cardboard insert, which is just hilarious. I guess you can use it. I don't think I'm gonna use it too much. Maybe. Is anyone tied in? No, nothing's tied in this box, so we can just rip everything out. So grab the, oh god, okay. Let me just grab the plastic off then, never mind. I do really like this kitchen background that, you know, sort of comes with it. But the obviously included the scan fax app thing just on the background. Just a little bit of a shame, but you can even see like the raptor looking through the door and, you know, some of the other things there. You know, just the nice kitchen aesthetic. So I'm going to keep this, but still a little bit of a shame that they pasted that on there. Oh, excuse me while I rip out everything. Oh, jeez. Raptor feels a little weird. Lex. Our first Lex Murphy figure ever for any of the toy lines. And Timmy we've seen a few times before. This is the first time I was able to receive Timmy and actually open him. Okay. Ooh. Head's a really stiff. Okay, there we go. So here's Tim. Let me get the light and the camera. There he is. He looks pretty good. Pretty faithful to what we see in the movie. This version of Tim we got a release of back in 2021, except this one has a little bit more like dirt and wear on him. To sort of simulate like that this is after the T-Rex encounter, after he got electrocuted. You know, it's very bare bones, but it's definitely him, which I really like. And he's got some decent articulation. The arms can move out and in, back and forth, but there is no elbow joint on these guys, which is a shame. Strange that they didn't include that on any of the kids from the actual films, but they did on the Camp Cretaceous humans. That's a weird choice to me. But I digress. And there's no swivel either. And then the head can move, you know, side to side, up and down a little bit, but mine's a little bit stiff for some reason. Let me grab Alan Grant real quick, actually. Excuse me. We're going to use Alan Grant later for some comparisons. Here is Lex. Oh, wow. Okay, so Lex looks pretty good, too. Pretty faithful to the movie. Maybe a little off in the sort of face sculpt. But the overall paint scheme for the figure is really nice. And it's definitely Lex Murphy, no questions there. Of course, she has some like dirt all over her, too. I really wish we got the head sculpt that came with the crowdfund, but unfortunately that never released, which is a bit of a shame. But at least we got, you know, this version of Lex, and it's good to have a Lex figure nonetheless. She has the same articulation. She can move her arms out and in. Oh, sorry about that. Out and in. She's got some plastic flaking off. No elbow joints, just like the others. Let's lower my microphone a little bit. There we go. Sorry if my microphone was a bit too loud there. Okay, so, and she doesn't have a swivel either. Her legs can move out and in, back and forth. Her knees are also on a hinge, and I think that's about it. And the head, of course, which is also very stiff, but definitely works. Very, very well made figure overall. Just a little small, I will say. I don't remember her being this short, but we'll do some comparisons in a second. This is such a weird accessory. Just a frying pan. I don't know why they decided to do this, but I guess it's, you know, better than nothing. But I think I would have preferred a ladle. Let's see if I can actually get her to hold this thing. The handle is made out of hard plastic, and her hands, just like all the other human figures, are sort of that rubbery plastic. Ooh. And she's like flaking apart over here. That's not good. If you guys can see that. There's like this little fleck of plastic, and it's just sort of there, and then her hand kind of like ripped apart a little bit, maybe from being in the box for, you know, half a year or a year and a half. I think it's been over a year, and just staying in position. They finally got clearanced out. I'm so glad I got this for the price I did. But yeah, she can hold it and bash at any raptors that may attack. Speaking of, here is the Velociraptor that comes with this set. This is one of the Dominion raptor sculpts, like attack pack, I guess. I think they're called Danger Pack now. But features colors that we've actually seen on some previous Jurassic Park styled raptors, which I really like. Let's get this into a good position. The paintwork is pretty good on this one. You got belly paint that runs all the way down. You got painted toenails, and you can paint onto the tail, and some nice paint on the head as well. So I congratulate them for that. The eye is not too messed up on mine. The jaw feels a little loose. I don't know how to feel about that, but other than that, this one's pretty good. I'm not really a huge fan of this sculpt because of the I feel like the legs are maybe a little too long and the tail's a little short. But other than that, it works really well, and I think this particular one is trying to be the big one, because I'll compare it to two other raptors that look really similar. But this one, obviously being a part of the Dominion line, has a scan code, so if you guys don't have this raptor already, there it is. But yeah, pretty decent. The articulation's pretty basic. It's like a tack pack. Arms can move back and forth. The neck and head are pretty articulated, though. You can swivel this all over the place. And the jaw can hinge open and, of course, close. The tail can swivel, I guess, if you wanted to do that for whatever reason, but there's a little pattern on its tail that, you know, isn't designed to be moved. There's also like, I don't know what that is. There's like specks of glue. Like kind of add some weird sparkly effect. I don't know what that's about. The eye is nicely painted. It's this nice green that we've seen on previous Jurassic Park style raptors. And the legs can move. Oh god, they're really stiff. Move back and forth. So you can get some, you know, nice poses with this raptor. Let me grab this camera focus. Yeah, as you can see, pretty good stuff. If we actually aim down a little bit, let me do that. This raptor actually looks really similar to some raptors received in the past, which I'm actually thankful for in this particular instance. Remember all the way back in 2020, we got this guy and this guy in a pack. These were part of the Isla Nublar escape pack, and there were two Jurassic Park style raptors. And I think they look pretty faithful to, you know, Jurassic Park. Maybe not super accurate, but I really like the way that these guys looked. Just nice natural brown raptors with pretty good paint, even painted toenails on both of them, which I like quite a bit. But now, if we actually compare them, the paint, plastic, and eye color and just everything about them is pretty close together. I would say they're quite accurate. Yeah, there you go. So now you can kind of see those colors a little bit better. They look really, really close together. Obviously the big one is bigger. So you can actually get sort of a full raptor pack now, with all these types of colors. Yeah, they look pretty good together, if I do say. Not too shabby. I think they make a great, complete pack together. And then of course there's obviously this raptor too, which has a way more paint, but like the same eye color. So you can, there's so many different versions of the Jurassic Park 1 raptor in quotation marks. We're going to take a look at another one pretty soon here, because Mattel just keeps making, recreations of this raptor. But yeah, with Lex and Tim, this makes for a pretty well-rounded set. Originally, it retails for like $20, I think, or like it increased to $23.99 with a lot of the other $20 items, and I was not going to pay that price, so I'm sorry. I don't think it's really too worth it. I mean, you get 2 humans, and they're not bad, but I just feel like since they're very small humans, here's Alan Grant for comparison. This tower's over. I don't remember Lex being this short, or Tim. I don't know which one's out of scale, Tim or Lex, but there's something off there. But at least it's, we got the characters, and this raptor is not half bad. It's one of the better Dominion raptors, I'd say, overall. Much better than some of the other ones. Overall, I prefer, I guess, this Danger Pack sculpt a bit more. This is the green raptor that came with Malcolm. It's more of a, a longer position. The tail's longer, and it's maybe a little less dynamic. It just looks better proportioned. So I would have preferred if it was this sculpt, but, it's a pretty good raptor nonetheless. So I'll give this one, I'll give it like a 75%, I think. It's a pretty good set. I just wish some of the things were changed about it, but in comparison to, some of the others that we've received, other sets like this, I don't really think it's worth the price, but if you can get it on sale, do so, because oh my god, a raptor and 2 humans for $6 is not a bad deal. And I do like that this new raptor is, it fares well with some previous 2020 raptors. So I really, really like that. Good stuff, Mattel. Let me zoom out here. And let me get all these guys out of here. We're going to bring them all back in a second, though, because we're going to take a look at the next sort of set that involves Jurassic Park 1. 30-year anniversary was this year, which is kind of crazy to me. Alright, next we're going to take a look at the Risky Rescue Pack. Now this is another Legacy Collection item from this year, 2023, and this comes with Ellie Sattler in the raincoat, Jeep 10, and another Velociraptor. Whew, you can never get enough of them. But this box has been absolutely destroyed by gosh knows. But I do like this background. They used it before for the Ray Arnold set, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Yeah, that's the term. But they obviously added the T-Rex here, and this is part of the Dino Trackers line. So this is one of the newer items that I have here. And on the back you can see the Raptor and the Jeep and Ellie, and the cases are shown as being openable, which I think is kind of cool. The packaging is pretty neat. I do like this packaging quite a bit. Wish mine wasn't dropped a few times, but nothing we can do about that now. So we're gonna get this one opened. So yeah, we have another raptor already. Let me get this open over here. This raptor is tied in very tightly, so I'm gonna have to open it from the back and the bottom of this pack. Oop, there we go. And go on to this side. The tape here is already gone. Oh, I just realized the glue is also broken. Man, this seemed like someone tried to open this in the store. Oh god, okay. Sorry, box. You weren't gonna be saved anyways, but might as well. I tried. This thing is all kinds of broken. It's got smashed in on the bottom too. Some tape here that survived the massacre. Someone really either just dropped this thing or this was not packaged well. Oh well, I can't really expect everything to be perfect. Okay, so the Jeep is sort of tied in with these mechanisms here. So I just gotta turn them, I guess. And, oh, there's the Jeep. Oh, wow. Jeep feels a bit different than the past Jeeps. Oop. Fun part's gonna be getting this raptor out of here. There we go. Raptor's finally coming out. Don't want to cut the plastic. There we go. Raptor. The 9 millionth attack pack raptor that we've received ever. And now we have Ellie and the mirrors. I have the Dennis Nedry Jeep, and I knew that it came with mirrors, but I never actually saw them, so this is kind of a new thing for me. Oh. There's Ellie. That stands right out of the box. And the mirrors. Okay. So that box was ruined horribly, but everything is free now. So we're going to take a look at, I guess, Ellie first. Let's take a look at, let's do the Raptor. I think the Raptor is the least exciting addition. Whoa, it feels weird. So it's been a while since I opened the attack pack, you know, a true attack pack, not or wild pack, not a danger pack or whatever they're called now. So this is, we've seen this sculpt so many times, but this one has very interesting colors. Oops. Kind of reminds me of Delta from Dino Rivals a little bit, or it's sort of like that off yellow. Here's the scan code. All of its Dino Tracker's glory. This one's so weird. It's got the same articulation as raptors we've seen in the past, you know, sort of the legs. The arms feel a little, they're like almost on like hinge joints or something. With previous raptors, you know, you could sort of just swivel them wherever and they would hold their position. At this one, it feels like it moves to that position and it locks. Moves to that position and locks. moves to that position, locks, then that position, which is weird, and then that one. It's very, very strange. And then there's the other, yeah, the other arm's the same. I don't know why they decided to do that with the raptor, but I guess it makes it the joints tighter. Oh god, the paint on this one. Whoo, lord. And then the jaw, I remember testing it out. You open it, it's so stiff, and it locks into that position. Unlike, previous attack packs where, you would just sort of open the jaw and hold in different positions. This one's a little broken, not really a good comparison. But, yeah, that is weird. That is a strange choice on Mattel's. So if you want to, try and make it a little closed, yeah, well, no, you can't. I don't know if that's because mine's broken. I mean, you can kind of do that. But as soon as you try to open it more, it just flings open. Inside of the mouth is kind of nicely painted, though, minus that very obvious gap. There we go. And I don't know if I like or dislike this raptor. Parts of it I really enjoy, and other parts not so much. I do kind of like the colors a bit more than this one. This one's more of a gray brown. This one's more of a yellow brown. This one feels pretty good. This one, they feel about the same. And I kind of like that eye, kind of, but I don't know. It feels like the paint's just a lot less, because this one, you got paint all the way onto the tail, onto the back, on the underside, painted toenails, a lot of paint on the head, while in comparison, this one is just, you got this dark brown, then you got a little bit of white, off-white here, and the head, but then toenails, and no underbelly. So I guess you win some, you lose some in that regard. But yeah, not sure how I feel about that. The slit eye is very, very skinny and slender. Here, let me look how small that slit is, in comparison to this one. It's it's pretty small too, but it's at least noticeable. This one is barely there. It's kind of creepy. It makes for an interesting raptor. Again, I'm not sure if I like or dislike this one. It's kind of a mixed bag, I guess. Yeah, strange version of the Jurassic Park raptor. Not the best version, but probably not the worst. Probably. I'm honestly really conflicted on this raptor. But it's just kind of, another just that raptor that we didn't really need. Especially since this set's supposed to be reminiscent of the scene from Jurassic Park where it sort of goes away from the T-Rex. So here's Ellie, by the way. Her sculpt's a little different from her original Legacy collection. It appears they used the Hammond collection head instead, which I think actually looks less like Laura Dern. I think. Yeah, it looks, it still looks like Laura Dern, but I feel like the original looked a little bit more like her. But it's still got the same basic sculpt parts. They're just slightly different paintwork. Yeah, just slightly different shades overall, but it's still the same articulation as the previous Ellie. The arm, oh, that's a very stiff arm. Oh, does her arms lock into positions too? Seems like it. There's certain positions that they lock into. Not sure how I feel about that, but they can move back and forth. Head can swivel, kind of move up and down. Let's see. There is a little swivel at the torso, but the new yellow jacket kind of makes it difficult. And then the legs can bend, and the knee can also bend as well. The legs can move out. Oh, they can move the jacket a little bit though, of course. Pretty decent Ellie figure. This hair looks a little more yellow in comparison. So that like very bright blonde. But yeah, just some interesting, new choices that they made in comparison to previous figures. But I still like this Ellie. It's nice that we got an Ellie figure this year, especially with the 93 Classic series not featuring an Ellie, so we got her in Legacy Collection. And a pretty nice, sculpt overall. I like this overall. And the piece of resistance, the new Jeep 10. Now this is a relatively new sculpt for the Jeep. I mean, obviously it's the same base mold that we've seen since 2018, but this one has mirrors, so I'm gonna put them in. So there's these little holes in the door, then here are the mirrors. I put this in right, hopefully. Oh god, let me get it a little close and personal. The Jeep. Okay. I don't like snap in, thankfully. They could have just slide in, but I'm not gonna try and remove them just in case. Okay, they do snap in. Never mind. Okay, so don't try to remove the mirrors, but I think that's how they go in. If not, then oh well. They stand out quite a bit, but I think they work quite nice. So it's the same Jeep sculpt that we've seen since 2018, except just slight paint deco alterations. So you can notice here that this is Jeep 18, Jeep 10. This little grille is painted on the front of the Jeep while it's not on the new Jeep. Obviously it says Jeep 10, this one says Jeep 18. This one features a working winch, and this one does not. There's a lot of mud on this Jeep, reminiscent of the scene, while this one does not, and actually features labels on the tires. Of course, this one has mirrors. Sorry about that. And this one does not. It was such a weird choice. And Jeep 18 doesn't have a spare tire, but this one does. So this might be the best Jeep they've released so far. We haven't even finished looking at all the features. This one has opening storage compartments. There we go. So you can put some accessories in there. Let's grab this, frying pan, put it in there, just in case you want to go cook out in Jurassic Park. And then this other one also opens, which is nice. I really like this one, actually. This is pretty nice. Steering wheel does not turn. Spare tire does not turn. But there's plenty of room for humans, just like the other Jeeps. I think you can fit probably about 4 people in there. Something else I notice is the dashboard. In the original Jeep, you can see there is made out of a gray plastic. On this one, they conjoin the pieces of the windshield and the dashboard, so they're both clear. So that's kind of distracting. A clear dashboard would be quite cool, but not exactly something I would expect in the 90s. And of course, there's a box there. And sorry about the lighting, and a seat in the back. So we can put, oh god, casualties. Let me put Ellie in there. I'll make her sit in the passenger seat like the movie. She fits nicely in there. Then we can put Alan in there. I do have Muldoon, but he's kind of stuck in the other Jeep. I know you can fit Alan. And you can probably easily fit the kids in the back. So it's it's always a treat when we get the Jeep, I'd say, because it's always just a good vehicle overall. You can put Lex there, and then Timmy. It's a little difficult, but you can wedge him in there. There you go. You're kind of laying down, kind of like how Ian was in the scene. Again, it makes sense why they gave us a Raptor for this, because this set would probably be like $50 if they gave us another Extreme Chompin' T-Rex, and I really don't want another Extreme Chompin' T-Rex, so I'll take a just another Raptor, and it's not like a really like horrendous one. It's just kind of mediocre, I guess. I really hope that they go back to the scan code on the foot, but I don't think they will ever do that. This looks uncanny since we got 4 years of toy lines of the the foot code. But speaking of Tyrannosaurus, anyways, here's the bite and fight. Everyone's definitely favorite Tyrannosaur. And yeah, sizes pretty well. The Jeep feels, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's new, but it feels a little different. Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's some like pegs on the front of this Jeep that are not present on the other. I wonder what that's about. See these little pegs here? I did not notice that. Those are not seen on the original. So weird. But I think this might be my favorite Jeep so far. Just because of like how nice it looks in comparison. And oh, of course, Jeep can roll. You would really hope that the Jeep could move. But I guess that is a real concern. But I think the set's pretty good. I would recommend it, especially if you can get it for the low price of $10. Even when it came out, I'd say it's a pretty good price. Let's get these guys out. I think they're stuck. Well, you can see the underside detail. I just wanted to showcase that real quick. Looks as good as ever. But yeah, I'd say it's a very nice Jeep. It's nice to actually get an official Jeep 10. Of course, you can have it be chased by your Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've always stated that when I talk about the Jeeps, that they're probably a little too big, actually, especially in comparison to like some of the other vehicles. But it doesn't bother me too much, because it's a really good vehicle. Oh no! I just noticed the sticker, the Jurassic Park sticker. Oh no. The tragedy. What happened to you, man? That's a shame. Did not notice that. No, it still sticks. It's a little ripped. I might have to get some replacement sticker for that. That's a shame. But, it adds a little more wear. I think that's the side of the Jeep that the Tyrannosaurus hits, so it kind of looks like it could be a dent. But, I digress. The quality control always being Mattel's worst attribute. Trying to feel something. Now the Jeeps feel about the same. It feels like the plastic's a little just newer, I think. So that, affects how it feels. But yeah, pretty good set. Sorry I went rambling there a little bit, but I'd give it like a 90%. I think that it's just like the Raptor that sort of brings it down a little bit. It's just sort of a mediocre Raptor. The Jeep's pretty good. And the Ellie figure is also very nice, I'd say. So I'd say, yeah, definitely get this one. Would say it's worth retail price as well. Sorry about that. Oof. Sorry, I ran into my microphone. I was trying to grab just all the raptors. So I wanted to compare, or to showcase, all of the Jurassic Park style raptors I have. Obviously, I don't even have all the raptors that Mattel has released that are supposed to be Jurassic Park raptors. But there's too many. Some of them obviously look pretty similar, while others are strikingly different. Two of them stand out quite a bit. But, you know, it's nice to have some variety of natural brown raptors. I think it's, you know, nice to have that variety. And it's, you know, sometimes I like it when Mattel gives us the same thing. But it's also nice when we get, you know, different alternate colors for raptors or specific types of characters. Jurassic Park style raptors, I don't know if they're really characters, but, you know, it's nice to get, you know, a different take on that raptor. And we got another one this year too, that has like stripes and everything, that actually looks maybe the most faithful. I mean, the animatronic images that we do have that are not from the movie are in a dreary warehouse, Stan Winston Studios, so take that with a grain of salt, I suppose. Alright, next I want to open two smaller fellows. We have Boreopelta and Zoonosaurus. I would say I haven't been like super duper impressed with Dino Trackers. I'd say it's one of the better Mattel lines overall, especially since we got way less items than we have in previous, which I'm thankful for. I mean, this year isn't over yet, so I'm not going to speak too soon. But there isn't a Wave 3 technically, which we usually get with every line. The Dominion line was huge and bloated, and I was not exactly a huge fan of that. But this one, I'm kind of digging some of the sculpts and stuff. A lot of it comes down to the paint, I think, with certain figurines. But these two, I really, really liked. Zoonosaurus, you'll start with first. This was Wave 2, I think. Yeah, I guess. This is Wave 2. Comes with Northosaurus, Tupandactylus. Well, let me get this thing to focus. Northosaurus and I'm gonna be honest and say that I kind of forgot the name of this fella. It begins with the letter P. But yeah, let's get this Zoonosaurus out. This was one of the danger packs that I really wanted to get. I got this one just on both of these at their normal retail price. Probably should have waited till they came on sale, but oh, that is a hefty little fellow. But I honestly, for the price of like $8.47 or something, I was like, okay, sure, why not? I haven't seen Zoonosaurus in, you know, live in person before, and I'm pretty impressed with how they applied paint to this guy, and the sculpt work too. So here's Zoonosaurus. Really nice looking, actually. Wow. You got some nice sculpted details, osteoderms and scoots. The tail, it might be a little short, but it's not like the worst we've seen. And of course, I just want to talk about the paint real quick. The way they painted it is Obviously very sparingly. There's no painted toe claws or hand claws or anything. But they have the neck made out of brown plastic. But they painted the brown feathers on the head, so that sort of transitions. And then the arms are made out of brown plastic too, because of the feathers. And the brown feathers on the body, well, are painted actually, which I think is a very nice way to use the paint. It's very sparing, but I feel like it's effective, because all the feathers on this guy are in brown. Of course, the arm scales and the neck scales being brown instead of white's a little jarring, but not really. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I really like how they, tried to keep it consistent with the feathers, foremost. I think it adds so much more to this dinosaur and its character. It's listed as being in the tundra environment, and I feel like someone would be able to see this in a tundra environment. There's also some like black, and it's like a dark black, maybe with hints of blue in there, on the head and the snout, only on the top jaw, of course. Speaking of jaw, wow, there you go. And it's got some nice teeth, and the tongue and the cheeks are painted. The upper jaw is not, as to be expected with these smaller attack packs. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I don't know too much about this species, but I think it's an early tyrannosaur, based on some of its characteristics. I've seen of the skeleton and of this toy. It seems very early tyrannosaur-like. But this guy has a lot of articulation, actually, for what it is. I mean, the neck can rotate and go up and down, so you can, get some funny positions, and some pretty dynamic poses. I love the added articulation that they did with these danger packs. That's probably my favorite part. Just the neck swivel. Of course, the jaw, as we saw, can open really, really wide. But this one doesn't lock into place like that raptor we looked at. So definitely a plus there. Here's the scan code before I forget. Just, sort of disguised in there with the feathers, which I think is the best. The arms are also not locking, so you can move them back and forth. The left arm kind of locks a little bit. The legs are articulated, you can move back and forth. There's no out and in and work there. And the tail can swivel around, so you can, I guess, sort of pose it. It looks a little weird, of course, but, you can create some form of illusion there. And, yeah. I kind of wish they had more of, like, a tail swivel, or, like, a side-to-side hinge. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, this guy looks very feisty. I also like the black on the eyes, or around the eyes. The eye is nicely painted, too, I'd say. Yeah, this is the reason I picked this up. It's a pretty decent figure. It also feels like really like hefty. It's kind of funny. Here it is with a danger pack raptor. This raptor is one of the slightly larger ones, but I feel like it's pretty big, actually. This Zoanthonsaurus, I mean. Like, its head is massive, and its feet are actually pretty nicely proportioned. They're smaller than the raptors. I think it's mainly the tail that's sort of the only thing that's really wrong with it proportion-wise. So, overall, I'm digging this new Zoanthonsaurus. Let's get it a little closer again. Oh yeah, the head is much, much larger than a raptor head. But everything else seems to be a bit smaller. More feels more like a, ambush predator, very tyrannosaur-like. Obviously just very small. But yeah, and it scales well with humans too. Let me grab Ellie. So, you know, about the height of a human figure, I'd say. There you are. Scales pretty well, I'd say. I like the Zoonosaurus quite a bit. I'm glad I picked it up. Not too shabby. I feel like the jaw's a little difficult to get open if you push it in all the way. You can't normally, like with most attack packs, you can just like grab it from the front and pull it open, but for this one, if you pull it all the way closed, it's very, very snug. So you want to probably grab it from the actual joint itself and pull it. But yeah, very, 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 very nice. Yeah, I'm digging that guy. Next we have Barrio Pelta. I actually found this guy yesterday. Got a nice desert theme going on here, and we saw Barrio Pelta, I'm pretty certain, in Primal Tag. No, Prehistoric Planet. But this is part of the third wave. I guess technically it seems like Danger Packs are the only ones having multiple waves beyond wave 2, which is weird. Yeah, Zoonosaurus is in this wave 2, Dacosaurus, and this macaw themed Pyroraptor, which I saw both of those, and they were alright. I thought the Dacosaurus was better than I thought, but or from what I saw, but then the Pyroraptor kind of looks like a prototype, which I'm not too huge on. I do like what they were trying to do there, but I decided to pick up Barrio Pelta because it was my favorite. Oh, that was pretty easy to get out. Wow. Okay, this guy's pretty hefty too. Pretty large size figure here. When we get these joints, it might be a little morphed. I can't tell. Very strange posture here. Okay. The legs are in some very specific position. But yeah, here's Barrio Pelta. Now this guy has not that much paint. Like, I mean, you got paint here on the underside of the jaw and the neck, the beak, the plating on the top of the head and the eye, and that's about it. But it looks pretty nice. I mean, the sculpt work is one of Mattel's best. I guess there's a little fade here. I did not notice that. But there's no paint on the underside, and technically no paint on the top either, because this is actually just a different piece of plastic. So it's all hard. And there's a scan code. But it's all nice and seamless, I would say. This is very impressive. Mattel has been experimenting, I want to say, with like how they go about using limited amounts of paint. And for some reason with Dino Trackers like Wave 2 and beyond, they've sort of like nailed it, where they kind of found a way to make the dinosaurs look nice without, needing to add more paint. And I'm sort of impressed by that. So, you got all this nice brown here. Of course, the shoulder spines here are made out of a gray plasticky rubber. I guess technically all of these here should probably be that color too, but it's all right. And it's very hefty. This is like a really big nodosaur, but with articulation. The tail, you can sort of swivel. Not sure how I feel about that, but I guess if you want like got it like in a position, you can get some like interesting dynamics with it if you like put the camera a certain way. The legs are articulated. They seem to hinge a little bit. The front limbs do not. Well, these ones seem to lock into specific positions. Now the neck, seems like, that scared me. That scared me really bad. I thought it broke, but it can move down and it can swivel. So you can get some nice posing with that. That is, wow. Wow. I really like it. That's, wow. I'm so glad I found this one. This is one of Mattel's best, I would say, like ever. And the sculpt work is so nice. And it's, obviously Jurassic World themed, but I feel like it can work for, semi-paleo accurate as well. Just a few tweaks here and there. And yeah, really, really like this one. Yeah, you can get some nice posture of this neck. It just looks really good. Let's position it here. You can see it's shorter than, our carnivorous friends, but it's, about the same length. Of course, scales pretty well with Ellie. I wanted to pull in the other two Ankylosaurs I have out of box. I have little Bumpy. Let's move you guys back there. Little Bumpy. It's chilling there. And then the only other Ankylosaur I have is, Ankylosaurus itself. And wow, it's pretty big. The Ankylosaurus is obviously a little small, but Variopelta looks really nice next to it, and wow, that might be one of my favorite Ankylosaurs. Really glad I found this fella. But yeah, just a few aspects I would change about the Variopelta to make it look a little more seamless and consistent with itself, but it's really, really well done overall. I'd give the Zwanhansaurus probably about a 90%, and probably give this Variopelta 95%. It's really, really, really good danger packs, and of course for their not so horrendous price of $8.97, I believe I said, I would say they're well worth it. They're probably one of my favorite parts of the Jurassic line, especially with the price of everything else increasing. The danger packs are just really, really a nice value, and you get a lot for what you're paying. You get a really nice dinosaur, especially with some of these later, newest ones, just knocking it out of the park. So get these two. Highly recommend. But we're going to move on to something a little more scary. I think we're going to do Scorpius now. Because I did not get the Scorpius when it came out, because I thought it was too expensive, and I also wasn't really too impressed with it. I don't know if I am now, but I got it because it was only $7, and that was enough to convince me to purchase it. You get this massive dinosaur for only $7. That's a pretty good trade, I'd say, and something that I was kind of looking forward to. But yeah, they decided to clearance it out finally. It was on the shelves for since 2021, so it was, I think, about time. So we're just gonna snip it out. It's probably tied in at the bottom. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's not, then this is a massive toy that people can just easily steal. Of course, this is the Dino Escape packaging, so before Dominion. Camp Cretaceous, you got Darius down there. I really like this packaging. It's still one of my favorites. I'm happy it doesn't have blue. We got Toro and Darius instead, which I think are much greater. Oh wait, is this tied in at the bottom? It is. Okay, never mind, it's not tied in at the bottom at all. Is it? What is happening here? Oh wait, there's something around the leg. Okay, it was not tied in very well, overall. But yeah, from the Netflix original series, Camp Cretaceous is done. But if you've heard leaks and whatnot, then you kind of know it's coming. But there's the Scorpius attacking Dinosaur. It's weirdly nostalgic to see some of these guys. It's only been 2 years. But this is a pretty good wild pack roster. I think that's what they were called during this time. They're still in the attack pack packaging, but they were called something else. I'm going to grab the instructions real quick, which are buried deep in the box. There we go. It's really difficult to get open. There we go. Instructions. Oh, this is just all warnings. There's the instructions. They were hiding. But the warning sheet is just an advisory, like, be careful, do not eat batteries. And do not poke your eyes. Just the usual. So there it is. This Mattel's Scorpius Rex. Of course, the sculpt is not exactly accurate to what we've seen in the show, which is a shame, but still cool. And it just tells you about the batteries. But I'm going to keep these instructions. I haven't keep all the instructions for all the dinosaurs, because I think it's, sort of fun to read them and look at all the stuff. But yeah, here it is. Ooh, the very wonky Scorpius Rex. Of course, Mattel/Universal changed the sculpt of this guy for the toy, because I believe they said it was too ugly, so they made it even more ugly and passed it off as, the Scorpius Rex. I really wish we got the, show accurate sculpt, but it's still got nice details. You got, the muscle definition, a lot of the scoots, and, some of the trademarks of the Scorpius design. It's just mainly the head that was changed. The head is a lot thicker and bulkier than the show. The quills on the head are gone. I believe there's some quills on the back too, which are also not present. But we still have the quills on the arms and, the tail as well. So it's weird that they changed that, but nothing we can do about that. We can hope that we get a Hammond collection Scorpius later down the line. But this guy has almost no articulation. The neck and head, can move. It's actually part of the action feature, so I'm not going to move it around too much. Got a nice painted eye, at least. Yeah, that eye is pretty good. It's kind of spooky. It looks very reminiscent of the Scorpius Rex, but also Scorpiovinator, which is sort of part of its genetic makeup. And then, we got no paint almost anywhere on this one for some reason. They did something kind of smart where the little battery compartment portion is made out of the tan color, and then the paint actually ends here, which is, a good way to save paint, I guess. But there really wasn't anything to paint on this guy. There's like a slightly different color black on the top of this guy. I don't know if that's painted or not. It almost looks like it's paint, but I can't really tell. But this guy looks very, very cartoony, which is accurate because I guess it does come from a cartoon, but even more cartoony than some of the others. The tail is not technically articulation, but it's sort of this weird hinge, and then you sort of let it go and it strikes. So let's grab our unsuspecting victim here, Metriacanthosaurus. If you can sort of you know, you can just do that instead. But you know, it's sort of an interesting feature. But everything else, I guess the legs can independently move. Oh, so you can actually kind of get a quadrupedal stance, kind of. And the ankles sort of rotate, but they seem to be locked in a position. There you go. Quadrupedal Scorpius, almost. Looks a little goofy, but you know, it's all right. And I think the legs can move out and in. Yeah. Oh, and the scan code's on the foot for this guy. Something I haven't seen in so long. Wow. Oh yeah, this is the oldest item that we're reviewing today. If you couldn't tell already. But yeah, so the action features, one involves this button here, and it sort of just digs. And yeah, no, you cannot articulate the arms at all. It's completely tied to the action feature. Which is a bit of the shame, but the head has a jaw. And of course, you can actually like pose the head, and the action feature will still work, and it gets some nice roars from the show, which is kind of nice. This thing is absolutely massive. I mean, Metriacanthosaurus, about the size of a standard attack pack raptor. Got Ellie in here. Oh my god. If you thought it looked big already. Pelta. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Jeez Louise. It is way too big. I mean, I guess it was pretty large in some of the scenes that it was in the show. So, you know, take that as you will. But I think I would have preferred the other Scorpius that came out. Unfortunately, that one is very difficult to find, the one that came with Kenji and a gyrosphere. But that one has more articulation, and this one's definitely the gimmicky action feature one. But there's actually, you know, 2 Scorpius in the show, so it's nice that they made 2 of them and made them both, you know, unique enough to justify purchasing any of them. But yeah, really big. And of course you can make it even bigger if you sort of position it. There you go. Absolutely massive creature. It's so big. I'd give this Scorpius, I don't know, probably like a 70. It's not bad by any means. It's just you know, not the greatest in terms of being faithful to the source material. It's definitely very gimmicky with its 2 action features, 3 action features actually, if you count the tail. Just a very gimmicky figure. It kind of reminds me of the Dominion Giganotosaurus, which had, you know, also a bunch of action feature nonsense. But, you know, good for kids. And I just hope that we get a Hammond collection Scorpius one of these days, because I think that would be a very welcome addition. I think it was Arctic Collectibles or Arctic Figures, something like that. This sort of independent figure manufacturer guy made this Scorpius Rex that looked really good. Let me see if I can find it real quick, just to show you, because it's an absolutely amazing. Let me pull it up real quick. cannot find it anywhere. Oh, here it is. Jurassic Justin. That's who it was. Sorry, let me, yeah, this one. This Scorpius is awesome. I hope we get something like this for Hammond collection, because that would be amazing. But far better than this one, but what are we gonna do? This one is still pretty decent for what it is. But just two more things to look at here. I might give this Scorpius to my brother, because it's, you know, not the greatest, but it's still a fun toy. Alright. Next we're going to look at this huge thing. This is the Copter Combat Pack from Dominion. This came out just last year, and this features Kayla and a Rajasaurus. This box art is like super cool and awesome, bro, for no reason. It's almost like the Rajasaurus is going to be the main villain of the movie, because it's like, I don't know, it's like just so prominent in this art piece, and I'm surprised they went so all out, I guess. They gave so much effort to this random pack. But yeah, we got Rajasaurus and Kayla and a helicopter. This box is huge. But yeah, there's Kayla shooting the heck out of this Rajasaurus. And then there's a Allosaurus down here. That guy is really nice. But just recently, not too long ago, a new Allosaurus was shown off that looks even better, in my opinion. There's the Pyroraptor. And then it's just sort of standard stuff. So I'm going to get this set out of packaging, and I'm just going to start cutting tape and hope we get somewhere. There's glue anyways. Oh no, there's just more tape. Whew. It's probably glue. Yeah, there's a little bit of glue somewhere in here. There's more tape. No, it is more tape. Okay. Surprised. Okay, there we go. Slowly but surely. Alright, so just gonna open it from inside and pull the contents out. Oh my god. There's a lot going on in here, as one could expect from the size of this box. Oh, do I need to get a screwdriver out? So I'm gonna keep this box so I can keep that box art, because that box art is awesome. Easily the best part so far of the set. Got a lot going on here. So here's the Rajasaurus tail. We got the underpart of the copter and 2 missiles. So we're gonna need those later. All the instructions for this set, I'm gonna keep those. Just a warning label sheet. Not gonna keep that. Here's the actual. Oh, something popped out of place. The base of the. Oh, that broke. Did not expect that to happen. Helicopter taped in here. Tied in here. Okay, there's a lot of stuff tied in here. So let me just quickly pop this out. There's the sort of wings. Whoa. Here is the propellers. Yeah, they feel kind of like cheap, but also better than the previous helicopter that we received at the same time. I don't know how that's possible. Here's the actual body of the helicopter. There's the body. I think that's everything here, yeah. Big mess to clean up after this. Oh, this Rajasaurus is weird. So, we got this little thing too. Little background. We got the Rajasaurus. This is actually going to be my first Sound Strike figure that I've ever opened, because I didn't really care for a lot of the Dominion toy line. No offense to all the hard work that was invested into Dominion and not at the same time, but I was not a huge fan of Dominion and its toy line. So there's Rajasaurus. And then Kayla. Let me grab her. This is... Okay, so I got this background. I might use this for something. You aren't playing or doing anything. Wait, what? Hold on. Van Piggy comment. Van Piggy comment. You aren't planning on doing anything odd or the hole where the... No. No. What? Okay. What kind of question is that? Hello, welcome. Gosh. Fan Piggy, thank you. But interesting background here. Might keep that. We're gonna put this helicopter together now. Oh my gosh, it's pretty cool. It feels a little like in some areas cheaper than the Fallen Kingdom helicopter, but in other ways not. It's hard to explain. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Let's get this helicopter. Okay. I have a big mess to clean up after this. Okay. Whoa, here we are. Here's the actual base of the helicopter. So we're gonna put this thing together. It feels pretty good. I don't know, like, maybe it doesn't really feel like other Mattel vehicles. I don't know how to explain that. Feels kind of like Geotrax or something. Now, how do these go in? That is the real question. I don't want to put these in wrong. So I'm gonna go look at let me look at this box real quick. Okay, the whole thing is like falling apart in the in the image. So okay, I'm just reading this. So that's how it's supposed to go together. When is the polybus stream? I don't know what that is. Are you going to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? I'm probably gonna go see that movie. Because I have been adamantly waiting for that movie for my entire existence as a young lad, so I'm pretty excited. Excuse me. It seems like the helicopter, like, falls apart. I don't know what's going on with this thing. We're gonna put it together, I guess. Just hope I'm doing it right. Okay, this seems to be how it works. Okay, so I got one of the arms on. Are you going to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Okay, here's the other arm. Wow, this thing's pretty big. Much larger than I thought. And then I guess this goes on top here, like any other helicopter. Do I screw it in? I think I should push it in. Oop, there we go. Wow. This is pretty cool. Oh, and then there you go. You can fold up the propellers just like the other helicopter. I'm gonna go grab that in a second here. But this one does not have like a spinning propeller feature, it seems. That's weird. So you just sort of swivel it around. But we're not done yet. Have to open up this bag now. I don't know why it has so many parts. The helicopter goes in the dinosaur. Oh! I see now. You are the... Thank you. The propeller goes in the dinosaur. I see. I messed that up. I was supposed to put the propeller piece inside of the dinosaur. Don't worry, I can fix this. Okay. Here's the sort of feet to the helicopter. There you go. Okay, that's a mess. You have these two missiles to go for the helicopter. And the tail to the Rajasaurus. Yeah, I'm not... Oh my good God. Door jump scare. I did not expect that to happen. I thought the button might be used to spin the propeller, but no, that's for the door. Okay. Never mind. Trying to make sure I, put this thing together correctly. Because that would be totally embarrassing if I didn't. Alright, Rajasaurus has this big, long, clear piece coming out of it. When is the last Dinosaur 7? This is the last Dinosaur 7. So we ripped this long plastic piece out of the dinosaur, and now it should make noise. So get ready for loud noises pretty soon. So let's just wedge this in here. Oh God, hold on, I gotta get it closer to my body so I can push it in correctly. Yeah, there we go. Rajasaurus complete. So the legs are really like loose. That's kind of concerning. And this guy has some quality control problems. Already. We just got it out. Okay, feet time. Wait, what? Yes, this is the last Dinosaurs, episode 7. That's what this is. Let me put these feet in. Ew, ew. Oh, ew, gosh. That did not sound good at all. I don't. Okay. There we go. Finally complete. I think. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Helicopter, Kayla, and Rajasaurus. So finally got this thing together. It's pretty decently sized. Hold on, let me grab the the old helicopter real quick, for comparison. Okay. Old helicopter obtained. Okay. Ooh. You have to put the pieces together with a hydraulic press? I don't think I'm gonna do that. But thank you for the, suggestion. Here's the old helicopter. The first helicopter that Mattel gave us. I'm just gonna put it in here for comparison's sake real quick. Dinosaurs. I mean, man, they were right. I don't know why, but they made the Kayla figurine really small in comparison to all the other mainline figurines, even though her actress is the exact same height as, almost everyone else. So I don't know what that's about. It's really weird, but this was the pilot that came with this blue helicopter. But this is Kayla from Dominion. Wasn't sure how to feel about her character. She was just kind of there in the movie. But she was kind of funny. The likeness is kind of there. The hair is a little weird. But the articulation's the same as every other human. Move out and in, you can bend. Legs move out and in. You can bend the legs, bend the knee. There should be a little swivel. And there's pretty good, detail throughout the figure. I believe this is... the coat can move a little bit too. But this is I think you can get Kayla in several different aspects, or different ways for the Dominion line. So, and this was the way I preferred to. I believe there's some slight sculpt and paint differences between this Kayla and the other one, but they aren't huge. I do notice that the human figures for Dominion have less painted details. Even with this random guy. This isn't really a good comparison. Let me grab Alan Grant wherever I put him. Alan Grant here had a painted watch. His belt and belt buckle were painted. He even got a painted bandana and whatnot, and a lot of different shades and colors throughout. While some of these other humans, there's no painted belt. Her gloves are in a different color. I'm glad they made the boots a different color. There's some shading on the hair, which wasn't present in the movie, which is weird. When are you going to post again? Plastic deficiency. The plastic. It's covered. I plan on posting a video on September 20th for sure. So get ready for that, for the 10-year anniversary special. That's already uploaded and about to, release. It will release on the 20th. And I do have some other videos that I've been working on that will come out soon-ish, but I'm also starting school soon, so those might be delayed a little bit, so I apologize for that, but I want those to come out sometime. The 10-year video might seem like a little, a sort of farewell-ish video, but it's not. I'm not done with YouTube. I think I'm going to be doing YouTube for as long as I want, so get ready for some new stuff soon. There's definitely something planned for September, but definitely, prepare for other things too. Will you unbox the SCP Femur Breaker Lego set? If you can find me an SCP Femur Breaker Lego set, I will buy it and review it for sure. There's Kayla. She's just gonna sit there. It's Rajosaurus time. So this is dinosaur that comes with it. Very strange paint scheme. I thought I would like it a little bit more, but it's, you got like some black. On here it looks like mold. On the face it looks like mold or battery acid or something. That's a little scary. You got a, a nice painted eye at least. And the inside of the mouth is painted. The teeth are painted. The sculpt work is pretty nice. Of course, the same proportion problems like usual. And almost no paint anywhere. The arms are a different color. There's some, painting here and there. And then the return of the very basic red scars that were popular in 2018. Those are really lazy. Oof. There's not even like sculpted scars. I don't think I like that too much. There's some paint here, but it does not really give this figure the justice it deserves. There's definitely some better Rajasaurus out there, but it's not the best sculpt that Mattel's done anyways. But without further ado, though, I'm going to showcase the articulation. The arms can move back and forth, in and out. The legs are really, really loose, but they can move back and forth. And then they move. They don't move out and in. That's part of the action feature. Okay, and that's probably where the quality control comes in. Oof. And then the tail can swivel. It does not look good on this guy. And I don't really see the point of that on this particular figure. But the action feature, if I can showcase real quick. I'll get the helicopter out of here for now. It should work. Yeah, so you sort of just press down on the legs, and as a biting and roaring feature. It works pretty well, but I feel like the legs are gonna give out. If you've ever gone to Target and seen this guy, the standalone version, you can see it in its box like this half the time, because it broke, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm hoping mine doesn't break, but I'm expecting it to do so pretty soon here, because it's already like super shaky and wobbly. But it's nice that we got a Rajasaurus in this set, and not like a T-Rex or a Raptor or something. But definitely not the best version of this figure, but it's still nice nonetheless. Not the worst thing of all time. But onto sort of the main attraction, this helicopter. It feels like actually pretty good. It's made out of like a different plastic entirely. Like it feels like if you've ever had what's called Geotrax, it sort of has that sort of glossy plastic to it, which works really well for like vehicles. Just like the other helicopter, the back rotor does not have any spinning capabilities. There's actually Jurassic logos on this vehicle. Maybe it's just for the official mark, just so you know it's Jurassic World. But obviously this is part of Biosyn Genetics, the evil corporation in the third movie. But it's a pretty decently sized helicopter. In the movie it fit like a bunch of people, but in this one it's not going to. Oh, I just noticed. Oh, you can at least spin these if you wanted to, but there's no action feature to do so. You just sort of manually move them themselves, which I guess could be fun for kids, I guess. The propeller, you just sort of articulate, and of course you can fold in the blades, which makes for good storage. But there's no, I'm looking around on this thing, there's no way to actually spin the propellers, other than just going wee, wee, wee. It doesn't push in or anything, or there's no motor. I really thought this button here was for that, but it is not. It is for launching the door off. which is weird. But also kind of fun. I guess the Rajasaurus is supposed to come in and attack. So if you have your Rajasaurus, you can slam it into the door and it'll come off, which is kind of fun. A nice play feature. But on the inside of the copter, I'm not sure how you're supposed to do this, but there's this door here, and you with a gun. I don't know if you can just oh, I see here. There is a handle right here, and you pull open this sort of firing mechanism, and this is where you can shoot the Rajasaurus back for attacking you. So you have these darts here, these little missiles, and you have a specific orientation pattern, and you sort of shove them into the launcher, and then there's a little piece on the side of the cannon where you can actually store the other fella. It's just sort of hard plastic. You sort of oh shoot, how do I let me fit this on real quick. Yeah, you can just slide the other missile sort of just into the arms. There you go. Okay, so it's loosely holds the other rocket on the side of it. Yeah, pretty good. And then there's only, unlike the movie, there's only one seat in here, and you can't really fit any other people, but you can fold up the launcher if you wanted with the missile intact. Uh-oh, I think I jammed it. There we go. Yeah, so you can fold up the launcher too with the missiles inside, which is nice. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And then Kayla, as you can see here, the seat has like a little grippy arm. I'm assuming you can just sort of slide her into place. Yeah, relatively. She just sort of sits in the helicopter. But let me put this door back on. And there you go. The helicopter is pretty nicely sculpted overall. I really like the way it looks and how it's pretty faithful to what we see in the movie. But of course, what you do with this helicopter is you shoot the Rajasaurus. So, without further ado, let's test this baby. Gosh, that fires extremely, extremely hard. A lot of force exerted. Jeez Louise. It's scary how well that worked. It didn't knock the dinosaur over, of course, but it still, did a lot of. It works well as a cannon, I would say. But yeah, pretty good set. I got this for a very low price of like $15 or something. And I would recommend getting it then. I think it was like $40. Which is a bit much, I think, for what you're getting. Because it's just, I don't know. I think it was the same as this set. This set came with, the helicopter and the pteranodon. And, of course, this little mercenary guy here. But I don't know. I feel like this is a better value. Because this helicopter, you can do the super basic functionality of, rotating the rotors. Which I really miss with this new helicopter. I will say this new helicopter feels better, but I don't know if it is better by any means. It seems to be a sort of a step down in every other aspect, but it's still, a pretty decent helicopter, and I really appreciate it when Mattel gives us vehicles and such. So I'd say get it if you can get it for a good price or on sale, but otherwise not so much. I'm probably gonna give this set overall like a 70% or 75% because it does have a human, a dinosaur, and a vehicle, which are all pretty alright. The Rajasaurus could probably be a bit better, but it's, you know, kind of expected with the Dominion main line, unfortunately. So, but yeah, it's nice to have Rajasaurus out of the box. And hey, at least it doesn't make T-Rex sounds too. That's something we've had to worry about for years. Of every dinosaur making the same sounds. But last but not least, probably best, we have the Hammond collection Metriacanthosaurus, which is part of sort of the newest wave of Hammond collection. What wave are we on now? I think this is wave 2 for this year. And I'm really excited for this guy. Let me get some water real quick. I'm starting to experience some dehydration. Alright. Here we go. So I've been really excited to get this guy out. I received this on my birthday. But I think this guy retails for like $21.99 or $23.99. One of those price points. And I would say it's worth it. I mean, we'll see how this one is. Let's see how many quality controls problems this one has. But this Metriacanthosaurus is not based on the one that we've seen in some of the Jurassic World marketing and merchandising. This is actually based on sort of a new, it's got like the overall model of that design, but the colors and some of the other creative liberties are actually for Jurassic Park's Metriacanthosaurus, which, you know, we've never actually seen. Of course, it's just referenced in the movie, as we can see here with this little blurb here. After shutting down Jurassic Park's security system, Dennis Nedry makes his way to the cold storage room and secretly steals the embryos of Metriacanthosaurus as well as other dinosaur species. Showing an image of the scene from Jurassic Park, where, you know, that's exactly happening. And there's the Metriacanthosaurus there. Jurassic Park logos all over this thing. So this is supposed to be Jurassic Park's Metriacanthosaurus, which I really, really like that they did that. It's kind of shocking. This whole like wave of the Irritator, the Corethosaurus, and the Metriacanthosaurus are all really solid figurines. So let's get this guy out. This one should be pretty easy, I want to say. I'm hoping for no major quality control problems, but this is Mattel, so we will see. But, you know, standard Hammond collection packaging. We've seen this packaging, all these other stuff on here many a times before. Of course, it's just sort of the dinosaur inside and that render right there. Of course, we got the 30th anniversary logo on this packaging too, which I really like. I wish I could, you know, take that off. I wish that was like a sticker, but it seems to be part of the packaging itself. Okay. Metriacanthosaurus. So let's pull them out. Just standard Hammond collection, Amber collection background right there. Oh, thank you, Ray, for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate it. Uh-oh. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Oh. Realized that this guy is really, really pink. Not on camera though, but in person, it's like a pink plastic. I'm gonna cut out all these pieces here. There's a lot of ties for all the Hammond collection, Amber collection figures. They put a lot of secure plastic ties all over everything, just to make sure that, you know, nothing can get sort of lodged out of the packaging during shipping. Alright. Whoa. There is the tail. It seems to be bent in a semi-abnormal position. But that shouldn't be too big of a problem to fix. If we can bend it. The head is not tied down at all. Here, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a second here, because it's gonna get loud. Alright, we're finally back. So my Metriacanthosaurus is out, but it has a few quality control issues, unfortunately. So I might be getting another one. But I'm going to keep this one nonetheless. So the tail, standard peg and hole. So let me put that together real quick. Oof, that was scary. That wasn't. Whoa, what the heck? This is a. Wow, okay. So there's the Metriacanthosaurus. It is got a massive tail. In comparison to, other Mattel figures at least, which I like. So already good start. We do have some quality control problems. The top jaw, as nice as it looks, is super loose. At least sometimes. And the bottom jaw, yeah, as you saw there, just sort of flicks up and down and doesn't hold position. But the bottom jaw, on the other hand, is super stiff. So I might be contacting Mattel customer support about that. But so I can't really pose the jaw, unfortunately. That's just a shame. I might get something to wedge into the joint, see if I can get that stiffer. But the head sculpt, despite that, looks really nice. It's got pretty good motion with the neck. You can move it up and down. Standard Mattel Hammond collection. The paint scheme is beautiful. You got nice shades across the bottom of the body. The tail is got some paint. The toes have some paint on their claws. So do the hands. You got paint running down everywhere on this guy, which is really nice. Of course, the articulation's really good for the arms too. They can move out, in, back and forth, and of course there's a elbow joint. The only thing that this one's really missing is wrist articulation. The tail is on sort of a ball joint, or a universal joint, so you can move side to side, up and down, and around. And then there's the bendy wire on the inside, which is maybe slightly deformed on mine. But you can probably, just bend that out. And over time, hopefully it won't rip through. A very stiff joint on the tail. The legs can move out and in, back and forth. Very stiff though. A lot of weird joint problems with this guy. But you can get some, fun poses, of course. Of course, the knee can also articulate. Wow. You can get some poses here. Of course, the knee can also swivel a little bit. The ankle has a sort of a swivel hinge going on. Ball joint. And then the ankle, the foot, the calf can swivel, and the ankle can swivel. Sorry, my anatomy butchering there. But yeah, geez, look at those hands too. There's just so much nice sculpted detail in this guy. Mattel really outdone themselves of just how much detail. I can't tell if they reused some parts from Ceratosaurus. I think they might have, but I feel like that's fine, since they're both medium carnivores and they both are pretty similar. Nonetheless, of course, very distantly related, but close enough for Mattel to just reuse parts. But yeah, the only thing that I really have a problem with is obviously just that super loose top jaw and very tight bottom jaw. You can hear it squeaking there. That's really unfortunate. So I can't really do everything I wanted to. But I can probably get something in there to hopefully keep the jaw up. Well, other than the quality control problems, this is, oh, sorry about that. This is easily the best Hammond collection figure I think I have. It's just so nice. The Baryonyx is, I don't know, the Baryonyx I really like too. Here it is for comparison. Again, really nice medium carnivore as well. And here's Concavinator. They did not reuse parts from Concavinator. I can confirm that. And I was expecting them to sort of keep wrist articulation with this new addition here, which would make sense to me to include, but they removed it instead. So sort of a shame that they did not bring back the wrist articulation. But Metriacanthosaurus really looks leagues above the Concavinator in terms of sort of some of the details, the smaller feet and the teeth too. If we can compare, this isn't the greatest example. The Irritator is probably the best example of the improved feet and teeth. You can see the Concavinator has much larger feet for no reason, and then the teeth are a little nicer in terms of paint and sculpt work on Metriacanthosaurus, but definitely on Irritator. I'll definitely showcase when I get it. But no, this guy is really nice nonetheless. Just a little unhappy with the quality control. If this thing did not have quality control though, I'd probably give it a very solid 100. I mean, this is really just a really good Metriacanthosaurus. It's very 90s. Honestly, really nicely sculpted. Again, it's just this head quality control, so hopefully I can find a way to fix that. But of course I can leave the jaw closed and everything looks all nice and dandy. But I think that is going to wrap up this stream. Let me just bring in everything that we looked at tonight. The comparison between this Rajasaurus and the Metriacanthosaurus is jarring, to say the least. Get Ellie here. Oh, sorry. I keep bumping my microphone. The Rajasaurus. There's Ellie, the Jeep, and the kids. Both of the velociraptors we looked at. The one herbivore that we got. I'm so glad I got a herbivore for this video. Without it, there would just be a carnivore focused, which is not, you know, a bad thing, but Mattel definitely releases a lot more carnivores each year. And here is Scorpius. That is massive. Massive Scorpius. But yeah, that is everyone that we looked at today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream here. A little long, I'd say, 2 hours, but I thank everyone for stopping by and checking out these toys with me. Most of these are obviously no longer in stock or production anymore, but the Metriacanthosaurus, Baryopelta, and Zuhansaurus are all relatively recent releases and are still available on shelves. They are clearancing out the Rajasaurus set and the Jeep LE Getaway. so you might be able to find those. Good luck finding the kitchen set and the Scorpius, though. Those are very difficult to find now. But I hope someone out there is able to, because they are not too shabby themselves. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.